let's pretend that is your audience. Actually, what's better is those are people that's going to give money to you guys, right?
Right?
Hi.
Or send dick pics.
Money
or dick pics.
Wow, aren't you handsome?
Yeah, like pretend that camera is like a sphincter that's like winking at you.
Pretend.
All right, so hey everybody, this is Mike Enders, and here I am in San Francisco with the Pedal Pups. And you guys are a bicycle team raising funds and awareness and for the AIDS cycle, or is the AIDS life cycle?
The AIDS life cycle.
How many are there? There's 8. So we'll see who answers the questions. Let's do a quick little circle introduction. All right, so I am Mike, and I'm here to ask you guys some questions about the ride because I'm curious. Each year, there's like at this time of the year, when you're really popular, like myself, and like you guys are, you know a lot of people on the ride, so you have to choose who to donate money to and who to help support, right? So this year, I am going to support you guys.
Oh, that's awesome.
I mean, I didn't mean to make this all about me. But I was saying, because I have, I'm starting to get emails and messages from people saying, hey, last year you donated $5. What's up this year? So this year, I'm going to help you guys. That's my goal.
$5, thanks.
Well, more money, and then, just pimping you guys out, so to speak. So let's go in a quick little circle. I know most of you guys, this is the lamest thing ever. It's like an AA meeting or a sex anonymous meeting or a sex addiction meeting. Go in a circle and introduce yourself and say how long you've been on the team. You first. Blondie.
I'm Ace. I'm actually the team captain. I started it 2 years ago.
I'm Pocket, and I'm actually co-captain, and I was there from the start too.
I'm Gunner, OG member from the beginning, 2 years.
I am Josh, or Turk, and I've been here since the beginning as well.
I'm Leo or Pixel. I've been here on the team not since the very beginning, but recruited before the first ride.
Rusty, and I'm recently adopted, so.
Are you the newest? Are you the freshest member of the team?
I don't know if I'd say fresh, but.
We pretty much adopted you on the ride last year,
Actually,
right?
recently.
Yeah.
And I'm Bones, living our first year on this team.
And I'm Doc. This is my second year on the team, third year on the ride.
That is funny. That might have been like the lamest thing I've ever done. I've never done like that on camera introduction, but people are gonna want to know. Besides the information we're gonna be telling people, they're gonna just want to say, what is his Instagram handle? What is the?
Can those like flash along the
Yeah,
bottom?
well, I'll put all that below. This would be like a semi/dating circle. So the name of the team is Pedal Pups. Feathers. My cat eats these. My cat loves it. So Pedal Pups. Who can tell me how that name came about? Pedal Pups.
I can actually. My first ride 2 years ago, as soon as the ride was done, I put my bike on my friend's car and we drove back to San Francisco. And I had done the ride by myself. I wasn't part of a team. So I thought that I wanted to actually enjoy it a little bit more with more people, and I thought about creating a team. And on the way back, we were talking about different names, and I had just gotten into handling pups, and we
Human pups
talking,
or bio pups, right? Is that how
human
you?
pups,
Okay.
human pups, and actually my friend Squirrel came up with the name Pedal Pups.
That's good.
And I was like, yeah, that's fantastic. That's a perfect name.
So do you have to be a part of the pup community to be part of the Pedal Pups?
No, because I'm certainly not part of the
No, you
pup
don't.
community.
Not at all.
Okay.
Except for these guys.
Okay. I was just curious about that because I think about that in general when I see people at the gym and I see the collars. I know it's like really popular right now too, so I didn't know what like how intense it has to be.
Coincidental, actually.
Yeah.
It's not a mandatory thing. It's a fun thing, and
Yeah.
most of us happen to be in the pup community.
Yeah.
On one level or another.
Does anyone else have anything to add?
I like to joke that I'm pup adjacent. Almost a lot of my friends are pups.
Yeah,
and
right.
are into like legit pup play, but like
I'm similar. Like I'm really probably the most boring person you've ever known. And I can back that up. Like I'm friends with a lot of pups. I'm friends with all the radical fairies. I'm friends with all the burners. I don't do any of it. I watch Judge Judy, the Golden Girls.
If we got you down on the mat and just kind of rolling around and having a good time and losing a little bit of your self, which Rusty did for me, it actually is really nice.
Yeah.
It's just better than you would think. Because you think it's a little weird, and I think it's until you start losing a little bit of yourself and going into big puppy mode that you really get it.
I didn't know this was going to be like a therapy session.
I'm inviting you. You and I can wrestle around.
In comes like an interventionist, and they're like, "We're all here because we love you."
I would say though that like even though we all may not have originated in the pup community, that we've definitely formed a pack that's very strong.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. We do a lot together. Like we're very close.
Okay, now I'm going to jump into the next question because why ride? I know it's to raise money for the AIDS Foundation. And a lot of kids these days don't even worry about AIDS because they think it's over. So why ride?
So the ride is actually co-produced and co-benefits two agencies, the San Francisco AIDS Foundation, as well as the Los Angeles LGBT Center. So the reason why I ride personally is just because of all the programs and services that they provide to clients, not only people who are living with or affected by HIV, but people who are at risk as well.
And also Magnet's really big out here. Actually, it's not Magnet, it's Strut now. What was Magnet?
It's both.
And
People don't like the strap, do they?
Same thing.
It's been controversial. I love it.
Depends how you walk.
Yeah. My husband's on the
It
board.
could be a sponsor. It could be a sponsor.
But the Gay and Lesbian Center in LA and Strut here, aka Magnet.
Yeah.
Also, that service, the money that we raise from this ride helps that service, and everybody's using that to get tested for the other STIs. So that's why they should care.
Yeah. I just went in to get a hernia check, and I'm like, while I'm here, let's
While you're there.
test the stick.
Tell me more.
Yeah. Everything came out good. No hernia. No anything. So that was good. What about all you other guys? How do you decide to join? Because it demands and requires time to be part of the team, and then money. These things aren't free. These are fancy. This is very posh.
We have sponsors.
Oh, you have sponsors.
We have a few companies around town that donate money so that we can actually get these made and we can ride on the team.
Oh, that's good.
Should we shout out our sponsors?
Yeah, who are your sponsors? And I'm sure you can always use more sponsors too, right?
Oh yes.
Yeah, of course.
So our sponsors
Bend over really nice.
are Q-Bar in the Castro,
Broken Seal.
Mr. S Leather, which is in Soma,
Yeah.
Broken Seal Buttons, which is Squirrel, actually, the guy who made the name for the team. He's a custom button maker in San Francisco, and Powerhouse, who are actually on our shorts. They do almost 90% of our fundraisers throughout the year.
Oh, good. That's good.
That's amazing. Yeah, and they are amazing sponsors. They treat us very well. They allow us to...
They help us raise.
They help us raise a lot of
Yeah.
money overall, and we all look the same on the ride. So
How much did we raise last year?
70,000?
over $70,000.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, we were the highest team per
Yeah,
capita.
I thought so. That's why I wanted to support
We were
the team,
the-
not a loser team.
The top fundraising small team.
What's that?
But none of them
Top
are loser
fundraising
teams.
small team.
Yeah, a team of like 10 and under.
Yeah. Okay. Is there a minimum?
There's 3,000, but we
So each rider
We're not content
raised
with the minimum.
3,000
Yes.
in order to take
Yeah.
part in the ride.
But we always set our goals pretty high on this team.
Why do you ride? Why do you ride? I was curious because everyone has their own reason, whether they themselves are HIV positive, their partner is, or they lost friends, or.
So when I moved to San Francisco, I didn't know a whole lot about HIV and AIDS, and my first boyfriend here was positive and taught me a lot about the illness and the treatment and how it wasn't something I should fear anymore, and that more knowledge is power, and that made me want to contribute more toward the cause.
It's a good cause.
Yeah, it's a good.
Awesome.
Good.
It's a good.
Because AIDS is not over.
I went into it with a different direction. I'm from the East Coast, so it's kind of a really big commitment to do this every year. It's my 4th year now doing it.
Yeah.
So it's a lot just being out there on the East Coast and then flying out and all the stuff for it. But when I first did it, it was for the physical challenge for myself to be able to do this and push through and just give myself something. I don't know, just want to do and just that drive. And then when I got there on that ride, and because I was kind of by myself my first year, and I just absorbed everything and just met all these amazing people and heard the most like soul-shattering stories, and I haven't been able to stop. I was out of the country for 1 year and I didn't do it, and it just didn't feel right to not be there.
Yeah,
so
I hear that from people. And I always see in my eyes, I see like the finish line. Everyone's like crying. I kind of want to fast forward to that part, or like if I ever do the ride, because it looks so like everyone's bonded and crying.
But that's how kind of I was. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do it. And I said that for like 6 years, and then he just like. I came home from work one day and there's just a shiny new bike in my living room.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I guess I'm doing the ride. It's this one.
No, as far as like the physical commitment for the like, when do you guys start practicing for the year to come, and how much you have to practice? And
Well, I would say that we don't actually stop.
yeah,
Except for these months when it's raining.
Every single time that we get on our
so
bikes,
that was my training.
I kind of feel like that's
yeah,
on some small level a training ride. If it means that we're just biking to Marshall Beach to go hang out, that's still 7 miles from here.
you guys have some good Marshall Beach shots too. Right?
Yeah.
I always like that like row of asses. It's always like,
So wherever we go, whenever we're
Yeah.
on our bikes, it's just kind of, it's more training towards that 545 miles.
yeah. Hey, but it's also your just throughout the year. If you are always thinking about the race, even like eating and stuff, you're like, there's the better shape you are, I'm sure the easier the race is.
Well, it's more
I said, I wrote that down earlier. No, that's good.
Yes.
It's a ride.
No, it's more that like I'm gonna be surrounded by like 2,000 gay men and spandex, so maybe I shouldn't. be
Yeah.
there now, right?
So it's actually only about 60% gay men.
I know, shut up. It's a fantasy.
No, these are things people don't know, and I didn't know until.
Yeah, so the ride actually has about 40 plus or minus percent straight component, and then it's going to be lesbians and gays that make up the other 60 plus or minus percent. So it's not as gay as you'd think it would be.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but it's
Like
so
the vibe.
I've seen the
So
pit stops. The
Yeah.
Rest stops.
yeah, the
Are
ring.
they-
they're just the ones that always flood in front of the cameras.
Yeah.
You mean you opened your scruff when you were
No,
at the pit stop?
no, I've never been to pit stop, but I'm just on Facebook. I see just like this. Although I'm blocked on Facebook now for 30 days for posting pictures of the Women's March. Just being looked into.
What?
Yeah. Anyways, I'm blocked on Facebook because I signed in one day and then there's a grid popped up that said you violated the policy, which I've done before, and it's usually been like pubic hair showing.
I've done that, so I know it's not right.
But this time they gave me a grid of photos and they say,
Is it all the vaginas?
no, nothing. And they said, check the ones you will delete and then we'll move on to the next screen. None of them were in violation. They were all the Women's March, just signs downtown. I didn't check anything, and the next step was, you've been blocked for 30 days. So it's being looked into.
Was it what like the sign said? Like,
I think it's-
people like what people said on
No, the
signs.
signs were actually, there's a kitty cat sign. No, it wasn't even anything graphic. I post way graphicer stuff. Yeah. So, the preparation for the ride. What else do you guys have to do to prepare for the ride?
I think
You had
the
to pack.
I think the first year riders have to train a lot more, right? If it's your
I
first year
trained
riding,
so
you
much
have to
my
train
first ride.
every weekend, and they increment something like
Non-stop.
6 or 7 miles each weekend. You dedicate one day out of every weekend if you're a first-time rider. Most times, if you've ridden more than once, then you don't have to train as
Yeah.
hard. But it's still pretty big time commitment. It's still pretty big time.
Or you
commitment.
just
Or you just
have large
slack off
thighs.
after your first year.
maybe.
I think it depends on the person, actually.
Yeah.
Some people need more training, some people don't need as much training.
Well, some people want to get into camp and it's the fastest time possible. And then there's some of us that. So the first year that I went, I had broken my leg right beforehand, and I didn't care whether I got all the way or not.
Yeah.
I didn't have any support people. I was all by myself. It kind of sucked. But I went because I'd raised a lot of money and I had a lot of friends. And then but then the next time going with these guys, when you get to ride with your people, you know, your friends, and you don't have to ride as hard. You don't have to, you know, be as crazy. You just have to make it. You know, you have to be with your friends. And if somebody's a little slow, it's amazing. I think just these guys telling me, come on, catch up, keep with us, is more than the training.
Keep with us.
Yeah.
But I think like because our ride draws so many diverse people from all different walks of life, that there's people who are honestly like just buying a bike for the first time and like getting back on since childhood, to all the way to like people who do other events and long distance bike rides. We have people who are 18 years old and we have people who are 78 years old. Like it really draws a very diverse crowd.
I always like the dads who have like lost a son or something, and the dad sons combos. But the dads who ride when they lost their son or something like that, they're always like, oh God, I want to suck your dad. I mean, I was so bad.
You need a son.
Yeah. So that's preparation. So and then next is the actual ride itself. From the let's go to like your first year. What was your expectation? How it was different from the actual ride itself? I mean, are you blistered? Do you get blisters on your butt? Like I do spin class and my ass hurts, my balls fall asleep because I don't have the proper seat. So I mean, you guys must have something, just physical things.
You should see my seat.
Well,
It's like no more seat left on it.
Does your butt hate it?
Nothing moves. I don't get any of that issues. I've never used any of that butt butter ever. It just sits on that seat and just stays there.
Somebody explain butt butter.
okay, so now,
Yeah, explain butt butter.
so yes, butt butter
work
is amazing, and it's actually chamois butter.
Yeah.
And we just love to call it butt butter.
Yeah.
But it's this very,
Shut the fuck up! We're doing something important. Tell your neighbors.
it's this very lubricating
Yeah.
cream that you rub underneath your buttocks and
Right.
like on your actual shorts, so that way while you're riding,
Yeah,
it
there's-
moisturizes your
Yeah.
ass and it doesn't chafe as much.
And then you're ready to go when you get into camp.
Yes.
Oh, is that the secret?
Yeah, that's just pre-butter.
It's pre-lubrication.
It's the same thing for rowing. I rowed and preventing the friction, we use like Vaseline now or something.
It's
It'd be the
sort
same.
of the same.
Yeah, or boy butter.
Always
Or-
ready to go.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, boy butter.
I think it also it depends on just each person's anatomy and physiology. Like for hair, you know, hair.
Because I just use tight Under Armour,
Yeah.
and then the shorts on top, and I've never used butt butter.
This is probably
Don't
great for
ride with a jock strap.
Yep.
Who tried? I do it occasionally.
Well, it's so that's kind of like.
I also sometimes forget to put air in my tire. So.
Oh, that's a problem. That's a problem.
That's why you have a pack.
Do you sometimes forget to put the seat on?
We take care of each other.
No, I'm just kidding. That's a little joke.
Just never put it on.
So what is the length of the ride?
It's 545 miles from San Francisco to Los Angeles, and that's broken up between 7 days. And each day has a different mileage attached to it. The first day, I believe, is around 90 some miles. The second day is about 110 miles. The third day is
That was.
80 some miles is the third day.
I feel like the most days are 70 to 80, and then there's the 45
Yeah,
time.
the average is
Yeah.
between
They
75 to 85 miles a
They
day.
fluctuate based on altitude, right? So if it's a large climb, then you have a shorter mileage. But if you have a just flat surface for
Yeah.
the entire day, then it's mostly a large
I
mileage.
mean, most days you're starting early in the morning and getting in in late afternoon. So it's like full day.
What do you do with that free time?
You
Free
shower.
time.
Put up a tent,
Yeah.
pack your bag.
Where do you poop?
Cry.
That's actually one motivation to pedal faster, because the faster you go, the more
Fresher they are.
'Cause I always have
You
to
get
go,
ahead of
as
that.
soon as I can't go, I'm like we pass a sign that says next stop's 35 miles, you better go now. I'm like, oh, forget it. Pass the sign, I'm like,
That's why you drink coffee.
crowning.
Coffee.
Oh, I just drank the Gatorade. It was like crack.
Yeah.
Because it goes right through you?
No,
Yeah.
it was just sugar. I didn't eat. Just replaced all the sugar.
That way you never had to poop.
Yep, no.
Yep, just only Gatorade. That's all you eat the whole
Yeah,
ride.
electrolytes. Like the bike mechanics, because you guys have a team that goes with you,
Pocky
or
has
do you,
had a lot of bike
or is one of you guys
mechanics.
the mechanic?
I'm
No, we have.
Pocky will tell you all about the bike mechanics.
Last year's ride, I got 6 flat tires, and they didn't start until the third day. so that means multiple in one day.
Yeah. Oh, that's the
Yeah.
worst.
And I
And
just was right on there.
Turk was really, my whole team really helped.
Yeah,
my
yeah.
flats.
I was the
That
beginning.
helpless.
But you fix them yourself. You don't. Like
You,
My
end up-
team-
you
teammates
could wait. It would take so long for them to get to you.
Yeah.
I have
I see on TV, they always have that car that pulls in. And,
We have a fully supported ride, so we have bike techs at lunch stop and
Yeah.
some rest stops and in camp. But because there's so many people that get mechanical issues with their bikes, I mean, you could end up waiting. So it's better to know how to fix it yourself.
of course. Have any of you guys had to stop because of injuries?
No.
Oh yeah,
Ace.
Yeah.
You're one, right?
you did too.
That's got to be emotional.
Yeah.
Just because if your mind wants to keep going and something happens with your body, it's like,
Yeah, I mean, the first year I broke my leg, and that's how I actually met him. We broke our leg at about the same time. It's I know, but I went down and I rode that year. He'd ridden the year before, I think, right?
I read next year.
Oh, the next year. Okay, that's right. I took a year off, and then and I went down there and like halfway through, my leg would swell up to the size of a grapefruit. My ankle would. I went in and we had the head trainer for USA Wrestling in there be our head trainer for us. So it's pretty impressive. You walk in there and our trainers fix you up super nice and allow you to ride the next day. And that staff is I never would have made it. I would have just driven home because I would have been like, oh, I can't do this. But I walked in there, they taped me up, they fixed me, and I was out on the road the next day. It's pretty impressive.
so you said he's a trainer?
Yes, we are very fortunate. We actually have a sports medicine doctor on our team.
That's good.
Doc.
Advantage.
He was amazing.
I try and keep my boys in good condition.
Yeah.
And then on the ride, I work the sports medicine tent each night on the ride to make sure that everyone's in tip-top shape to head out the next morning.
That's good. That's lucky, especially if someone doesn't have that.
Yeah.
They're like one up on the teams.
Why do you think I haven't joined?
It's very good.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's adorable.
Yeah, it's not
That's
just because he's cute and sells gel shots really well.
You guys are the perfect segue because look, next question is fundraising.
Fundraising.
How do you fundraising, and is it like really like it's stressful or fun or?
You have to take our clothes off.
Because I mean, Jello shots is the way to do it. And they fun too. But it's like, is there other ways to fundraise besides Jello
We
shots?
do make them take off their clothes actually most of the time.
Don't you have something
Such a
coming
heavy
up?
lift.
Or you had something that just
Yeah, we
happened?
have a lot of stuff lined up for the rest of the year.
Yeah, we'll put links below if you can find all that stuff. But fundraising, like, you guys made 70,000 last year.
Over 70,000.
What is your goal this year? Do you have like a let's
Well, there's 8 of us, so there you go.
What's that?
We have
There's 8 of
more.
us.
We have more people.
So we need at least.
Oh, that's good.
We do have a goal this year, and our goal is $100,000.
Yes. We're gonna get it.
And we absolutely can do it.
Yeah.
That's not a question. We need your help, but we can
Yes.
do
I
it.
know we want to include the people out there who are just probably sitting back there like us.
Which amazing.
Did we just break
wonder that.
Did we just break the third wall? Is that a bad thing?
You know,
I go on my birthday and I ask, which is a big deal for me. I got almost $2,000 on my birthday
Yeah.
through $20 donations. So if you guys are sitting there and you're enjoying our video and maybe doing a little of that, find one of us that you like the best and me and give us $20.
It's
Right.
a group. It's a group.
We can do it group. We can do it individual.
Groups are great.
We actually have a team link that you'll be able to find that you can donate to the team in general instead of just donating to one of us if you don't know any of us at all, which is still donated to SFAF.
Or
And
just donate to the person with the least amount of money.
I will say this, that before the current administration, that San Francisco was set to be the very first city that had no new HIV infections and no AIDS-related deaths by the year 2020. And now that's kind of up in the air. So we actually need your help more than ever if we want to end this.
Well done. Yep.
That is true. Because I know that's the SF8 Foundation is to be zero. What is it? Zero.
It's part of a citywide initiative to get to zero.
I've heard it, but I can't remember it even. I don't know.
Getting to
You
zero.
can explain that better than I can, I'm sorry.
I think you did great.
Okay.
Yeah, good. No, that was good. You guys
And zero
passionate.
stigma.
Yeah.
And zero sigma, yeah.
That's also why we ride to eliminate HIV stigma around people who are affected by the virus. So.
I didn't even mention that I kind of came out about being positive on the ride.
Yeah.
My first year, I joined the Positive Peddlers and flew a big orange flag on the back of my bike. And it was like the first time that I could just tell the world and be accepted about it without that fear of rejection that you sometimes get when you're like disclosing to a hookup or a potential partner. So that was very like
orange flag.
So the Positive Peddlers, you can fly just a little flag off the end of your bike so it sticks up. Also makes it really easy to find in bike parking.
Yes. But I just I just read an article to his point about how being HIV positive is like coming out again. You're afraid of what you're going to do, what that stigma is going to have, and whether it's going to be, people are going to judge you, or whether people are going to be whether A, that you're going to be your friend, because people get all crazy about that stuff. B, whether they'll sleep with you. And just C, are you going to tell your family? Are you going to tell your family that you're HIV positive all of a sudden and have your parents worry now almost worthlessly over you for the rest of your life? It's kind of a big deal.
So it's good to just get that off your chest.
Yeah.
It's not the worst. It's not. You're not tarnishing yourself because you might be positive.
That also goes along with ending the stigma with HIV.
And ending the shame.
There's things happen. Things happen to every single person on this planet. So it's not an issue anymore. In the stigma, it's something that we can now try to deal with. We can deal with. We have been dealing with for so long. There should be no more stigma around it.
Well, that's why I think it's amazing that the race continues and continues and continues and grows. Oh, Jesus Christ. I think let's play this on RuPaul.
It's not a race, it's a ride.
I actually wrote this down on something before I came over here and I crossed out race. I think it is. I think it's RuPaul's Drag Race ruined me for many reasons, my IQ level. But the ride, Jesus Christ. The ride is so important because it keeps going and it keeps getting, the size. Every time I see it, it reminds me.
So big.
It's so big, sometimes you can't put it all in. But it's important to slap everybody across the face with it to make them aware that it's still there.
Very true.
Hallmark card. Hey, Mom.
And I actually think because I came from Ohio, I put it out there on my birthday what this is, and all of my high school friends are like, "What's this? What are you doing?" Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And I'm a little older than the rest of the team, and so the people that I'm influencing, hopefully, are, those people who are voting in Ohio, and those people who are need to think just a little bit differently and just be exposed to things, that they've never seen, because they just don't get this experience living in rural Ohio. That people are out here fighting for a cause that means something. These are real people. Why are you out there? Can make a huge difference all across the country, not just here.
Yeah.
It actually exposes you too, at least it did for me, that you don't even realize how many people have been affected by that disease until you start fundraising, and then people that maybe you haven't talked to in a couple of years or that you see every day, but you would never think that they've been affected by the disease. Their brother passed away when they were 17 and their brother was 20 or something. People just don't talk about it, and then you bring it up and people have a connection to it, and then they want to talk about it.
It's good. I think it's just good in so many levels. Exactly. How to find you guys, support you guys, what's the best place? Is it on Facebook? Is it the website itself? Is it Instagram? Is it all the above? I'll put links below, but...
Well, everyone is on Facebook nowadays, so you can actually find us on Facebook.
Yeah.
You just search for Pedal Pups.
Pedal Pups.
PEDALPUPS.
Yeah.
And our page is probably the very first thing that will come up. It's
if you just type @Pedal Pups, it'll come up right away.
It's all of us in our jerseys and our kits at the finish line in LA last year, and
and there's some more fun photos up
We
there.
put more risque things on Instagram.
you guys definitely have a sexy page and it's fun. And I know from running a publication for years is that sex gets people's attention no matter what. That's so basic and everyone knows that, but it's it doesn't even matter, and it's still I'll post articles about suicide in the community 250 views. Post one article about not safe for work, and so attaching like sexy to something positive is awesome.
Can we make this not safe for
They just
work?
labeled it.
Of course you can. A lot of the pictures you share, but actually, there's always the one picture you show where you're covering your junk, and isn't that by the on the
Golden Gate Bridge.
yeah, but on the path up at the cliff house. And
Yeah,
you
that's
walk
our
down there.
that's our signature photo that we try to take on each ride we go on.
But to also to answer your other question about how we can support the team, like
Yeah.
show it to our events, where we're definitely like that's where we raise a lot of our money is at the events that we host. So we have some coming up at the Q-Bar Powerhouse, right? Those are all on the team page.
Yeah, if you're in San Francisco, we've got events happening at the Powerhouse pretty regularly.
Yeah.
March 17th is our annual bachelor auction.
Pup auction.
What's that? Like one of you guys is auctioned
No,
off?
all of us.
All of
A
us.
date?
All of us.
Date?
But it's so much bigger than that.
You vote on the bachelor and his package.
And that
You don't
package,
vote,
we
you
all
bid.
Packages
bid.
are definitely a big
We've
part.
all
We
been
all
developing
develop our own package, and we make our
Some are
package
bigger
as
than
big
others.
as we can get it.
Oh, that's good.
And then you
That's
vote
good.
or you bid on
We
a
made it
package.
The
So-
bigger packages go for more.
You have to have
It's
fun
just how it
with it.
is.
Because you know, there's so many other campaigns and stuff like that online that like everyone wants your money, then people are making fun of everyone that's asking for money. So
That's one of the things that I like best about this team, and having been on this team, is that we fundraise pretty consistently all year long, and it's just like hosting a really fun event that people keep turning out to. People want to support us, they want to
Yeah.
support the foundation, and we have fun, we're silly, we're playful.
I feel like you live like I see these two more often, maybe because I've met you since more time. I feel like you guys live like a pedal pups lifestyle. It's not just like a once a year thing. Like it's like a lifestyle.
It's pretty year-round. We're just not content to do just like normal beer bust at
Yeah.
at any which bar on any given Sunday. Like we want to have fun with the fundraisers as well. It's as much fun for us as it is for the fundraising. So
Okay, who on this team is single? Oh, you guys
define single.
I know, I was gonna say, but
Some
that's
boys' hearts are breaking right now.
Everyone
Like, oh, I thought we had something.
everyone except the husbands. The Scott.
I always see the husbands with another friend or two anyway.
Maybe 3 or 4.
Especially lately, you guys have had like a friend, like a redheaded Irish thing that you've had or something.
Australian.
I've only seen on like social media, you like watch people, but you don't really interact sometimes. And
We love you, Dingo.
They're being a really good host because the guy's from Australia.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to just be here by himself.
They also travel in case you're worried.
Australians are good.
They're so hot right now.
Right now.
They're always Australians are so
I think we have a lot more unity than a lot of the other teams do.
You guys spend a lot of time with each other.
Yeah, we're like
Yeah.
family, basically.
We do. We really look out for each other. We really make sure that everybody's okay. We, pick people up, drive places,
Check in
do all
with
that
each
stuff.
other.
Yeah, we really care a lot more than I think some of the bigger teams that are out there. That
Some
are
people-
14 hours
we
in here.
carpooled here. He picked us up.
Bitch, I drove 14 hours yesterday.
That
carpool is nothing.
Do you guys have like a no ugly person rule? Because you guys are all really attractive. I know that's like just
Coincidence. It is actually just
There's actually 3 more
coincidence.
team members behind the couch.
They're down here. We just don't
Yeah.
like them up.
They're not down there. They're
One of them's actually missing his legs. We're just not showing that right now.
Aww. We've got it all. I think we have everything. And you guys got dressed up with this. Follow these guys because they have fun page.
Do you want to
We
do
get dressed out.
Do you want to do a hat shot?
What's a hat?
It's a hash shot.
It's the same type of photo that we do
We'll
with our
take one.
helmets.
Just
Mike's gonna get one.
helmets.
Just no helmets.
Yeah. I could do it with night. I usually
As
bring
a
my
separate
camera.
picture.
Yeah. Because I brought my
Yeah, let's do that.
So that we can
bring
just
the new, I brought the new Apple
DLSR.
the 7 Pro, and it's like the picture on it. It's
Oh, yeah.
The depth
DLS.
of field on those.
I love that.
Now that
This
this
one
finished,
does-
I think they
This
stopped.
one a power button.
Right? Now
No, I
there's.
texted
Now
him.
there's.
Or just want to power bottom, and you think he's going to be, then you get him in the bedroom, and you're like getting ready, and he's like, I'm not a bottom.
No, he's never said that.
Aggressive bottom said the best, by the way.
Getting better. somehow.
Bossy.
Somehow.
Yeah, not just boss.
Bossy bottom.
Dominant, maybe?
Because what
Is
if
that a
someone maybe more
better
like
term
a
to use?
more passive
Bossy.
top,
Dom bottom.
and on the bottom be
Dom
like,
bottom.
Tom bomb.
Do some work.
yeah. That's great. So, thanks for watching, because people will watch this.
Yay.
Hopefully they pick up all the screaming in the background.
It'll be more a visual thing.
They're gonna watch it on video.
And you guys donate money to these guys? If not these guys, other people. I know there's other teams out there, but this is the team I'm supporting this year because they're nice guys.
So you're not donating money to us.
Yeah,
You're
some
donating
people need a
money
haircut.
to San Francisco AIDS Foundation. The money doesn't come to us. It goes directly to help the people that need it. And as soon as you donate it, it gets put to work. We're not waiting until after the ride for this money to go into effect. As soon as you donate something, the programs to the San Francisco AIDS Foundation use it automatically. It goes directly to them.
And most of the money that that AIDS Lifecycle raises is actually used
it's
to
the
benefit
highest.
the cause.
And if I can also add, if you have organizations that will double your donations, that's something that really helps us out as well. Like
Matching.
Apple, a lot of the large tech organizations will donation match. So if you work for a large enterprise organization that will donation match, you can easily double your donation.
So no donation is too small, right?
No,
We have a lot
no,
more friends.
that's what I was gonna say, though.
Here's $5. $5 adds
no
up,
donation
everyone
was
gets $5.
I've on my birthday pretty much made $2,000 out of $20 and less donations from my friends.
That's how my first year was. Like, it was the most like actually inspiring thing.
Yeah.
was I just 100 donations off of $5, $10, $15, like small things, and that meant more to me than
Everyone that comes to our events just gives $5, and that really, I mean, obviously we raised 75,000 almost, so it adds up.
Yeah.
We like larger donations though, don't get us wrong.
Yeah.
So that was fun. That was quick. That was easy. That was painless. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Thanks for coming. Yeah.
You can take a picture of that.
Did
as
you
well.
just?
I have altitude.
Hey.
That's right.